So the American Society for Muslim Advancement's mission is to create an American Islamic identity, which means that how do you balance faith with modernity? What is it like? Is there a struggle between being religious and between being a good citizen? And the organization's belief is that you can balance both. You can be a person of faith, and you can also be a very integrated citizen of any particular society. And that these two, when you combine them, really give meaning in life and make your mission in life meaningful. Well, New York City is what we call the mecca of intercultural, interreligious coexistence. And it's a great model for others to see how people of various ethnicities and religions can come together and celebrate one another. This is a model that I think other people can replicate very easily around the world. And what it means is that people of different religions and different cultures and different ideologies come together to create a better society, not to compete with one another. Recently we have been doing interfaith collaboration and intercultural collaboration with people of other faiths, but also people of no faiths. For instance, recently we had a very big crisis in New York where our organization is behind the establishment of the Cordoba House near Ground Zero, which many people believe is simply a mosque. Well, actually the center is to establish a place where people of all religions can come together to get to know one another, to extend our hand to each other so that we can get to know each other's cultures, each other's ways of being, and that is what the purpose of that center is and will be. But the opponents, called it a mosque and told people that this is something to fear, and people of different religions, the interfaith communities, came together and said, actually, this is a place where we will all celebrate each other's religions and celebrate each other's faiths. And this is an indication of how, when people collaborate together, can create a better future for all of us. The important experience is to show that historically Muslims have gone from Arabia, what was the Arabian Peninsula, and have expanded and have established themselves in very, very different and alien cultures. For instance, Islam has traveled from Arabia to Persia to countries like Egypt and India and Indonesia, and ancient cultures which had a very different belief system. But it was able to establish itself in those cultures, or restate its core values in those cultures. And this is happening right now in the West as well. In the West, in the sense that in all of Europe and America as well. And the American experiment is important because America is a country which prides itself for religious freedom, or for allowing everyone to have its own religious freedom and to express itself. And so the model of how Muslim community integrates in America and how it restates its core values in the cultural expression of America is a very good model for other people to see. However, it is not the ideal model, because European model is going to be very unique to the European experience as well. But the important thing for Muslim communities is to understand that we don't have to import an expression of Islam that we practiced in Turkey or Morocco. Actually, we can create an expression of Islam very unique to that culture, while maintaining our core values of the Islamic ethics that stay true to our faith. Well, unfortunately, most people get their information about Islam from the media and from what is happening in the news cycle that week or that month, and many people have linked Islam to violence and the actions of the extremists. This is deeply troubling, because majority of Muslims live a very peaceful life and are law-abiding citizens and are no threat to any society. However, most people get their information from the media and think and link Islam to the actions of the extremists. This is very hard work for us Muslims, We have to change this perception, and we have to become active in delinking the faith of Islam from the actions of the extremists. And we have to create a counter momentum to extremism, because extremism is not supported by Islam, is not in any way part of our faith, even though extremists use Islam as a recruiting tool. The next generation is very critical to how Islam is going to be viewed and how Islam is going to be practiced. The first generation, who are children of the immigrants, usually straddle two cultures: the culture of their parents and the culture of the country that they were born in or raised in. And they are the cultural translators for one another. They translate the values of their parents, or the traditional values of their parents or their home country, and they also understand the values of the nation that they are born in and raised in. And the fusion of the two is the exciting part that every society looks forward to. This has happened historically in the past, and it's happening now. People just somehow think that it's impossible. It's not. Actually, you can take the best of the values of the country that you're living in, and the best of the religious values or the traditional values, and when you combine those, you create a fusion of a very unique culture. It's a very exciting place to be in. It's hard work, but it's exciting, and it's what creates a new civilization and a new way of being.